What's up, y'all? Zeus the guy here. Is Oob black? You got questions like this that pop up everywhere, and people just want to know the answer. This is a generational question that nobody is able to find the answer to, and that's by design, because Toriyama doesn't put race in his shows. You got questions like this right here. I don't think his hair not being curly is an indication of him not being black, since it's simply the DBZ art style for hair. He's probably not meant to be black though. He could be some sort of African or native. Oob can't be Indian since Indians already exist in the OG Dragon Ball, and I highly doubt that they would represent Indians when Oob clearly is darker than Nabi from DB. Nabi was full-on Indian. I think this is a typo. People must be African. So I guess he's saying Oob must be African, aka black. Okay. Man, where do I even start? For starters, I feel like if we really break it down, the colors that he wear give me Indian, but his skin tone does give African. The hair could be anything. This is Nabi, excuse me, from OG Dragon Ball. You can see he's of lighter skin. He's got the tribal clothes on. He's got the red dot on his forehead. Definitely a representation of a Indian. Some people are going to say, well, Oob's skin is lighter depending on what sources you're looking at. Like here, like even right there, he's still darker than Nabi. Nabi is like light skin, or Oob is he's really dark skinned. If you look at the gameplay right here, you see his skin is definitely of darker stature. His clothes give me Indian though. If you look here on GT, definitely dark skin. Look like he could be a little black boy. You see him right there next to Goku. The skin difference. To be quite honest, man, I honestly think it can go both ways. Oob can be a representation of just a darker Indian. Or Oob can definitely go for somebody that's of African descent, African, tribal, African village. One thing that stands out to me, and I know this isn't a deal breaker, but he doesn't have the red dot on his forehead as well, like Nabi. And it's just certain distinct things, you know. But everybody has their own interpretation of Oob and what he is, and I think he's like that for a reason. It's left up to the imagination. Whatever you want Oob to be, that's what he is. If you look at some of the characters Toriyama has drawn that are black, you see, I believe his name is Mr. Black. Definitely darker skin. You see the big red lips. You know, Toriyama wasn't up to date with current events when it came to black characters. But you see Killer right here, the high top of destruction, black guy, the lips. If you look at this picture right here, Toriyama has drawn a black character and he doesn't have the lips. I mean, he's got like an afro and he's got the fade on the side, for Pete's sake. And he looked like he could be Oob. This is how, if you make him bald and you put the mohawk on this kid right here, this would look like Oob. Literally. And this is a black character, clearly. He's got the fade on the side with the afro, curly hair. Now, I think this is just him being up to date with the black characters and things like that. He doesn't draw them like that no more. He'll change the hairstyle, he'll change the lips, and just have him look like the other characters on the show, but just with darker complexion. Now, I want to also make this statement right here. If you look at his skin, you can clearly tell, yes, this is a young black male. Now I'm finna show you a picture of Oob in the Dragon Ball Super manga in the Moro art. And you can see that they're really about the same shade. I mean, a lot of this is adding up to be black. If you look at Oob and look at the hands grabbing him, this is a Kai, obviously of lighter skin. You can tell that Oob is of darker skin by the shading. If you put these two together, you'll see that they're damn near the same shade, if not the same shade. You can tell that the manga on the left is actually a darker picture than the one from the right. If you lighten that up some, man. Actually, look at this. Look at the eyebrows. Look at the eyes. Ooh, might actually be black, for real. But like I said, I really think Toriyama wanted to leave it up to people's imagination. And I think that's pretty cool of him. Ooh can be whoever you want him to be. If you think he's Indian, then he's Indian. If you think he's black, then he's black. I just wanted to provide a breakdown of my reason why I think Oob may be black, but the clothes that he wears definitely give Indian vibes. The Aladdin, his shirt when he turns Majin Oob, the black and has the gold outlines, the little crop top shirt, that gives Indian vibes. So like I said, it's really a toss-up. You can go either way. I just like the black representation that's been in Dragon Ball recently. Even the Heaters have dreads. They're aliens, obviously. They look like they could be black people with dreads and things like that.
So Nam comes from a village and he wears Indian attire, and it's stated that Oob also comes from a village. But you know what other continent has countries that have villages? Africa. So Oob's attire was never really inherently Indian. It was just meant to represent him coming from a very poor environment. And lastly, his hair. Now it's true, Oob doesn't have typical kinky black hair. His mohawk is animated in a way that would imply it's straighter hair, kind of like the Saiyans and just all the other non-black people in the universe. However, there actually are countries in Africa where it is pretty common to have straighter hair versus coarser, curlier hair, like Ethiopia and Somalia and places of that region. So given Oob's complexion, broad nose, East African hair texture, and his village attire, me personally, I'm of the mindset that Oob is black. And what's wrong with Oob being black? Like honestly, with all the green people and other pigmented people, what would be so wrong with Oob being black?
And if you're still a doubter, here's a piece of evidence from the manga itself. Check this out. Y'all comment, like, subscribe. I'm trying to make this my main job, man. I love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. We're on the road to 200 subscribers now. We made it to 100. I can't thank y'all enough, man. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for tuning in to my videos. Zeus the God. I'm out. Deuces.